So I've been speaking for a national charity for a couple of years now, and one of the things that brought me into the motivational speaking was the reaction of people to my story through that speaking, and their ease of discounting the human spirit, and they're telling me that they could never do what I've done and what I've accomplished in my life, and it's disheartening, and that's what's led me into doing the motivational speaking, because I'm just an ordinary guy, and they can do anything I can do. Telling my story and getting people's reactions, and what I get out of people is a reaction of, I could never do what you've done. I could never accomplish what you've accomplished. And what I get is people say, I could never do that, which is the name of this talk, is I could never do that. So in July 2003, I was involved in an industrial accident that involved the amputation of both my feet and should have left me relying on a wheelchair for the rest of my life. So I stepped down into the machine, and within about a minute or two, I heard the motor cycle, which meant the pump was starting, which meant the cylinder was about to move. I knew exactly what was happening, I knew how fast it was going to happen, and I did everything I could do to get out of that machine as fast as I could. But people say I'm quick enough. I was not quick enough. So I found myself being pulled into this machine as it was cycling. Found myself in what I call half a heartbeat, going from the upright position to literally hanging upside down from my legs out of this machine. Now, when I say hanging upside down from my legs, if my tip of my hand is my legs, my head down here, that's about the angle that I was hanging out. I think goal setting is like a loaded gun. Aim it properly and all's good. Use it improperly and it can be a bloodbath. So the very first goal I set, being in that hospital, and you have to understand that this was right in the height of SARS, right? So if everyone remembers SARS, there was one person allowed to visit me a day. That was it. And basically hospitals, not normally a good place to be, definitely not a good place to be in the height of SARS. So I set a goal. And my goal was to get out of that hospital. And my goal was to get home. So life is about choices and the choices we make, and taking responsibility for our choices. And people really want to blame the guy I was working with. And frankly, so did I. It was easy, right? Easy to blame someone else.
Actually, listening to somebody who's been through a situation like this is most inspiring, because you can see that somebody can do it. Against all odds, they can do it.
This is the first time I've had the opportunity to hear Kevin speak, and I found that his experience brings so much more to the table when you're talking about health and safety. Sometimes I think students and folks who are listening don't see how it relates to them, but having the opportunity to actually speak to someone or hear someone speak who really has lived it, and unfortunately there aren't as many people in Kevin's boat who have actually survived this experience, right? There's many more family members talking about it than there is people who've experienced it. So it's really quite a powerful thing to sit and listen to someone's story that they can tell firsthand, and you have the opportunity to ask questions and engage a little bit more, and it's quite cool.
After seeing the presentation, I was completely inspired, and it's very emotionally moving. I was literally in tears, and made me actually think, and it does really make a difference in how, even at my own workplace, I would look at health and safety and recognize hazards and whatnot.